Hour 3, National Football Show. It's your boy, Big Sills. Please hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for coming aboard. Really, we have a lot of fun. We kind of stir it a little bit here. Dude, I won't be a cheerleader. That's not just something I do here. Look, let's put it. Jalen Hurts is improving like we thought he would. And what I mean by that is at a great pace. No, wait, let me take that back. I did not think Jalen Hurts would improve this fast. That's not true. Let me take that back. That's not true. Okay? I thought he would increase, but not at the pace he's at. I thought he'd get better. Okay? I did. But I did not this fast. No, I did not. Okay? And it's still going to be it's going to be progress as we're watching this thing here. And as he's got to beat good quarterbacks and he's got to beat good teams. He's got to win significant games. Now, look, winning every game so far, totally great. What do you want him to do, Sills? Drop a couple games so that he's like the rest of the other shitty teams in the league? No, that's not what I'm saying. But the record doesn't mean you're going to win a championship just because you have the best record in the game. It means you're doing what you're supposed to do. Beat shitty teams, and you've beat a couple good teams. Minnesota's a good team. The Cowboys are a good team. They're a good team. Those are good football teams. They're not great teams. And I agree. I don't know if there's a lot of great teams in the league. I agree with you. Okay? I completely agree with you. What? K-Robs, how did Josh Allen look against the Jets? He got beat. Like I said, and I want to one more time say this. If you feel comfortable for the next 10 years as Jalen Hurts is your starting quarterback, so be it. Congratulations. He's your guy. He ain't mine. I'm building my team. If I had to pick between those two, Josh Allen. You take Jalen, I'll take Allen. I think I'll win a Super Bowl. I don't think you will. You don't like it? That's my opinion. It's nothing of an indictment on the kid's intangibles, who he is, what a great guy he is. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to win one. I never thought Michael Vick was going to win one. They were enjoyable to watch. They were a lot of fun. I never thought Dan Marino was going to win one. He never allowed a running game to develop. That was common knowledge. It's okay. Just because you don't like my take, you keep with Jalen. I'll take Josh. It's a preference thing. It's like dessert. Some people like apple pie. Some people like cherry pie. Okay? That's right, Braun. Respectfully disagree, too. I mean it with all my heart. Marino would have won if Bruce Smith wasn't around. Marino would have never won a Super Bowl because he didn't want to be a team player. He never had a 1,000-yard rusher because he didn't want to have a running game. If you don't have a running game, and I don't care what era it is, look at the Chiefs and the Bills. Guys go like this to me. You ask me, hey, Sills, how'd the Bills look against the Jets? Their lack of running game in the second half was why they lost that game. Not because of Josh Allen. No, he didn't play well. Sauce Gardner can play. There's some good foot. Actually, defensively, they're good, the Jets. They're good. By the way, we're going to look at week 9 of the NFL here in a minute. Football is a team game. And for what I'm seeing, Eagles winning by playing team ball. Okay. You didn't win. You won that Super Bowl in 2017 because Nick Foles outplayed Tom Brady in the passing game. He outplayed him in the passing game. And Brady threw for a boatload of yards, but Foles' numbers were more relevant. If you can compare anyone to Josh Allen, who would it be, Dan? I a better version of Randall Cunningham. Randall had a pretty good arm. A better Randall Cunningham. A better Randall Cunningham. God knows what Randall would have done with this Eagle team. If he had a decent O-line, Randall never played with a decent O-line in his entire career in Philly, ever. Even when they brought Ron Heller in, he never played with a good line. Keith Jackson was a good, skilled guy, and so was Keith Byers, but their line was atrocious. Okay? Randall Cunningham could run, and Randall Cunningham could throw a dime. He was good, man. Randall was a good player. Little flaky, but that's all right. Hurts equals Allen. That's a joke. Jalen Hurts will never throw 50 touchdown passes in a year. Allen will do that regularly. Now, Shakur does bring up something that's very true. Josh Allen plays out of control, and that could be his demise, Shakur, just like it was for Andrew Luck. Absolutely. Is Josh better than Joe? Joe who? Don't say the last name if it is similar to a state in America. Please don't say that. Okay? Please don't say that. Why are you comparing Patrick Mahomes to Fran Tarkenton with us? I'm not comparing him to Fran Tarkenton at all. Oh, Joe Burrow or Josh Allen? Whew. Wow. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Yeah, Joe Namath. Joe Namath is nothing near Josh Allen. Actually, Joe Namath has a losing record and threw more picks than touchdowns in his career. Doesn't really have great stats. He has one great moment. And that's what we talk about, quarterbacks having moments. Namath is not known for stats. Namath is known for Super Bowl III and merging the leagues and beating the mighty NFL. That's what he's known for. Namath merged the leagues. When he left Alabama, Bear Bryant told him the Jets job is the right job, not the St. Louis Cardinal job. It came down between those two, and Bear Bryant told him the Jets gig is your gig. You should go to the Jets. It was Bear Bryant who sent him there. It was Bear Bryant. I never said Josh Allen was Brady. Namath was big at the time. Yeah, but again, career-wise, Namath's stats are un-Hall of Fame-ish. He doesn't have Hall of Fame stats. First quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards is probably his greatest statistic he's ever had and will ever have. Outside, again, of the Super Bowl MVP and what he meant to the league. Namath brought the league, a lot of pizzazz when he went to the AFL. He did. He brought a lot of pizzazz. Okay. Namath was clutch. Yeah, one clutch moment. Bad knees, part of the game. Okay. Jalen is why Watson didn't want to be an Eagle. I'm not sure I understand that. Deshaun Watson has $230 million guaranteed. Jalen Hurts will never sign a contract remotely close to $230 million guaranteed, ever. Seals one game for everything. Montana or Brady? Montana. Hey, I'm very jaded. I'm very jaded. Very jaded to that. There's that word again. Yeah, Trump taught it to me, Xander. Why don't you ever compare Burrow and Allen? Okay, why don't you ever compare? Never. Hey, Xander, who would you take? Joe Burrow or Josh Allen to start your team? Who would you take? Relax, Jack Wagon. Let's see. Man, I don't know. I'm probably going to I would probably take Burrow. Allen, you think? Man, Joe Burrow's so good, though, dude. That's a tough one. That's really a tough one. Bonds is now nominated into the Hall of Fame on the veterans ballot. He must get in. Agree? Totally. He's the greatest left-handed hitter in my lifetime. Burrow will last longer, probably because he's not as reckless. Burrow's had some big games. Life is for living 20. Sills loves his white quarterbacks. No, I love Italian quarterbacks, actually. I'm very partial to Italian quarterbacks. That's why I love Jimmy G. So we're not really white Italians. Thank you. So why do you compare Hurts to those guys if they are not spectacular? Who's not spectacular? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are spectacular. Burrow's fragile. He's a winner too. Okay? Griffey was a better hitter? No, he wasn't. Bonds holds the single-season home run record and the career home run record. Most walks. When he was 44, he hit 28 home runs, had an on-base percentage of like 1,100. I mean, he led baseball in walks and intentional walks at 44. He hit 286 at 44. He's like 26 hits away from 3,000. He's got 762 home runs. I don't think so. Jeff Saturday. Yes, Bonds juiced up too, Sills. Hey, Steve, you know that? Since when have you become a doctor? You know that, right? And so do the sports writers. All sauced up on their whatever. Juicer? Never proven. Never failed a drug test in his life. And yet most of the people in America were backing a guy like Lance Armstrong for Athlete of the Year 3 times, and he turned out to be the biggest doper in the history of cycling. Took all 7 of his Tour de France's away from him because he was a juicer. He was pointed out to have been a juicer, not Bonds. Everything started in Rome, right, Sills? Absolutely. Are you crazy? The center of the world is Rome. Big Sills is the paisan, man, through and through. Yeah, that's why when people go, hey, Sileo, you know, what do you make of the history in America? I'm like, hey, my history, man. My history's over in Italy. Yeah, my history's in Italy, dude. Let's get to week 9, NFL. Ravens and Saints tonight. We want the Saints to lose, right? We want the Saints. I love Mark McGwire. Great guy. Hey, you want to hear a baseball team? I've had McGwire on my show before. Not this one, but my radio show. So he played with Randy Johnson and Jack Del Rio, and they won a national championship at Southern Cal. I told Mark McGwire, I said, so like I'm assuming there were never bench clearing brawls with you guys out there. McGuire's like 6'6". Randy Johnson's 6'11", and Jack Del Rio 6'4". I'm like, holy shit. What a team. I mean, unbelievable, man. Here we go. We'll talk about Ravens and Saints here a little bit here. Joe, you know, I say this to you, Joe Burrow's one of my favorites, but I love Justin Herbert too. Chargers over the Falcons. 20-17. Justin Herbert, 30 for 43, 245 yards and a touchdown. That is a good-looking quarterback. Dolphins over the Bears. 35-32. Tagovailoa, 21 of 30. 302, 3 touchdowns. Bengals, they get it done. 42-21. Burrow, 22 of 28, 206, 1 touchdown. The real story was Joe Mixon, 153, 4 touchdowns in the game. Lions upset the Packers 15-9. Green Bay's 3-6. Do we all agree Green Bay, shockingly, is out of it? Patriots beat the Colts and get Frank Reich fired. 26-3. Mac Jones, 20 of 30, 147, and a touchdown. Jets upset the Bills 2017. Bills fall to 6-2. Jets improve to 6-3. Vikings hold off Washington, 11.5-point favorites. Vikings are 7-1. Cousins, 22 of 40, 265, 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson with another 100-yard game. I think that's now 5 in a row for him. Jaguars beat the Raiders 27-20. Actually, Trevor Lawrence looked pretty decent in this ball game. Raiders are now 2-6. How about this one here? Seahawks over the Cardinals, 31-21. Geno Smith, yes. Geno Smith, 26 of 34, 275, 2 touchdowns, and he's 6-3 now on the season. Geno Smith and Jalen Hurts, right there in the MVP conversation. Geno Smith and Jalen Hurts. I got to put that down here. Hold on. There's your MVP candidate so far this year. Wow. Jalen Hurts and Geno Smith. MVPs. Would you take Geno Smith over Josh Allen too? He's an MVP candidate. Bucks beat the Rams 16-13. Brady 36 of 58. 280 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Allen stats, I don't want to give him out. They're too pro. He's on pace for 50 touchdowns. Dude compared Hurts to Geno. Geno's having an here. What's wrong with comparing him to Geno? Geno's having an MVP season, guy. Whether you like it or not, he is. And I mean that in sincerity. I think it's one of the best stories of the year. And for anybody to say anything other than that, Geno Smith is a spectacular story. And I mean this with great reverence to the kid, having known the kid being a South Florida guy. That is one whale of a story. He is I don't recognize the guy. I mean, honestly, I don't recognize it. Hey, by the way, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, you take a quarterback in the draft anyway? Do you take a quarterback? I'll tell you what, man. Pete Carroll wanted to move away from Russell Wilson last year. He should have. Man. No. You don't compare Jalen Hurts to Mahomes and Allen. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's a little different world. You're not there yet. Truthfully, yes, probably so, Marcos. How old is Geno? It's a good one. Geno's 32. Man, you're going to have to get a quarterback. You'd sign Geno to a 3-year deal, Xander? Really? At what price? Geno or Xander, he's been in the league over a decade. I know some people don't realize that either. He's been in the league like 11 years now. You got to, dude, you got to draft a quarterback, I think. You got to draft somebody to take over for him. How about you do this for Geno Smith? If you're 70-year-old Pete Carroll, you're 70-year-old Pete Carroll, don't you sign Geno to a 2-year contract with an option and pay him $35 million, $25 million? Right? 1 or 2 year deal. Guarantee it for him if you want. You can't put him on a long-term deal. But, man, I'll tell you what. It has been one of the – how about this? So Pete Carroll found Russell Wilson in the 3rd round. Now he's found Geno Smith. Pretty damn good stuff. Pretty damn good stuff. Geno's 32, but has never played much, so he's got a lot left. Look at Brady, 45. Geno's 32. Extend him now. Chiefs beat the Titans 20-17. I thought Tennessee sucked. Well, you're going to get a handful of them too. How about this? Mahomes threw the ball 68 times. Why? Because he had no running game. See, here's a quarterback that could carry a football team to a win. If you're deficient in one area of your team, like you can't run the ball or you don't have a good red zone offense, Mahomes could throw you to victory. There lies the difference between a game manager quarterback and a quarterback who could put a football team on his back and carry it. There lies the difference. 68 passes, only 1 TD. Well, that's because the Titans are a good team. The Titans are a good team. You know, the Bills played a good Jets team. Okay? You play the Texans and then the Commanders. Okay? Right. 68 attempts. Holy cow. Brady threw for $100K now in his career. Playoff-wise and regular season. This guy, every time he steps on a pro football field, he sets records now. Some of these are now longevity records, but boy, that was some drive. His 55th game-winning drive. I mean, how many playoff wins does he have? 36. Next closest guy is Montana. I think it's 16. Crazy. Crazy stuff, man. Mahomes ran it in for a TD. Mahomes is way better than Hurts. I love Jalen, but no chance I'm ever taking Hurts over Mahomes. So would you take him over Burrow? Look at how much Joe Burrow's accomplished in 2 years of football, starting. Won an AFC. Been to the Super Bowl. Shit, if you want to put 3 years into it, this guy won a national championship, a Heisman Trophy, an AFC championship, and put his team in the Super Bowl. But I mean, Joe Burrow, he's got quite a resume. Yeah, that's right. 446 yards throwing the ball in the air. Threw the ball 68 times, no picks. You see what that guy said? Yeah, he only threw 1 touchdown. Yeah, but in 70 attempts throwing the ball, he had no picks. Try that in today's NFL, throwing the ball in an NFL game 70 times and having no interceptions. This guy threw the ball 70 times. Like, Jalen probably averages 35 attempts, maybe. That's 2 games for him. This guy did in 2 games, or this guy did in 1 game what Jalen averages in 2 games and didn't throw a pick in it. And threw for 446. Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow are the only ones that I would take. Who would you take over Jalen? I love that take, Andrew. Josh Allen. I'll tell you what you've just done. Would you take Lamar Jackson over him? Josh Allen, Burrow, Mahomes. Would you take Lamar Jackson? Justin Herbert, I'd take over him. Lamar? Lamar's a better passer. Lamar's won an MVP. I think he's just the same. And by the way, you want to know something crazy? I think he's the same age as Jalen. Yeah. Hey, sports. And you beat Cooper Rush. Oh, I'd take Jalen over Tua. Jalen's more complete than Tua, and he's more reliable. Yeah. I'd take him over Tua. Tua's a better passer. Jalen's more complete. I trust Jalen's leadership and decision-making over Lamar. Why? He's won a ton of football games. He's like 39-14. Are you crazy? This guy's actually beat the Chiefs. This guy's actually beat the Bills. He's beat good teams. Okay? Your most significant win with Jalen Hurts is the Vikings right now in his career. That's his signature moment, beating Kirk Cousins. Lamar just didn't win it with his legs. He won it leading the NFL in touchdown passes too. Tell the full story. So he won it with those 1,300 yards rushing and the NFL leading 36 touchdown passes. You got to put that into the story too. Hurts' signature moment is coming this January. Oh, potential. That famous word, potential, equals I haven't done it yet. It's not that he will never do it yet. I don't think he'll ever win a Super Bowl. Then again, I don't think Lamar wins a Super Bowl ever. No chance to. The schedule stinks like you remind us 66 times a day. Oh, look at Xander. Oh, no. It's happening. Oh, Jalen. Seals, do you think any team could come into the Link and beat us in January? No. I do not. I don't care. JAKIB thinks the Cowboys are a good team. I'm not buying them offensively. I'm not buying that team offensively. Now, if they get Odell Beckham, you have Beckham and CeeDee Lamb on each side. Their tight end's not bad. I think I could see Beckham in Dallas. Man, who you think Beckham's going to go to Buffalo? Come on. He's not going to Los Angeles. Why? Why do you want to go on a team that has no chance of going to the playoffs? For what? Empty calorie stats? If the Bucks are still in it, I would think of going to play for Brady. If I were Odell Beckham, my first landing spot when I'm healthy, by the way, get this. He's about ready to start running for teams. I think November 15th. He's going to start running for teams. or I think he's going to have one giant workout from what I'm hearing, and teams are going to come watch him play. Hey, he's been jogging and he's been running. People are saying he looks pretty decent, but one never knows. It's an ACL. Okay? One never knows. Beckham might change the landscape for some team. Again, he's not a one anymore. Marina, I don't think CeeDee Lamb is the number one either. I just don't. I think he's a good ball player, but if you're going to start throwing, Devontae Smith, in my opinion, is better than CeeDee Lamb. I really think he's better. They just don't use him enough in Philly. The Hawkinson move by Detroit, I don't know. You trade inside the division too. You know what I mean? I mean, you trade in the division a really good up-and-coming tight end. And it's just, I don't know. I'm like, really? Okay. Logan says, Sills, when Jalen wins the Super Bowl, will you just come on and admit you were wrong straight up like a man? As long as everybody in Philly does too. Now everybody's a fan. You were screaming on draft day. I look back on all the blogs and all the things you wrote about him. Called him a bum. Called him a horrible pick. It's same people that now go, oh, this guy's so good. You're like, okay. Odell Beckham to the 49ers. Oh, my God. Odell Beckham to the Niners with Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. Man, I never thought that one. That's right. That sounds good, too. Hey, by the way, all kidding aside, that Fred Warner in that Rams game was a human missile. He was knocking dudes out. Man, can he play. Wow. What a football player, man. That guy is really good, man. They got a bunch of them players on that 49er defense. Davey Boy says, Sills could go 20-0. Hurts win the MVP and Super Bowl MVP, and Sills would still hate. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. How could I? Why would I? Why would I do that? You'd have to be an idiot. And you'd have to be an idiot to start crowning people after 8 games. That's where I'm at. I don't crown people until you get there. You crown people before, and that's why you end up with Carson Wentz. Most people here that are talking about Jalen are also Carson Wentz fans, or were, excuse me. Now, you want to crown people after 8 games? I'll crown people after a Super Bowl win. Again, I'll tell you guys, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a fortune teller. Because fortune tellers are like, this is potential. Like when Xander goes, his moment's coming in January. Okay. Again, it's potential. That hasn't happened yet. Anytime you throw the word potential out, most people don't live up to it. Jalen is climbing up the potential ladder where he's knocking down things that people said he couldn't do. Absolutely. Wentz was popular in Philly until 2018. Oh, okay. Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl, and you've crowned him already. No, I crowned him a really great talent. Super Bowl. I think I potential. There's a potential word there that I threw out on him. But when I watch that guy play versus Jalen, play the quarterback position, it's no contest. Sills, can you please read these stats? Josh Allen, 18 of 34, 205. You should put a 65-yard rush on there, too, because you guys add that on, don't you? That rushing total thing that you do all the time for your running quarterback. Don't forget the 65-yard run he had, too. No. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. You forgot the 65-yard run, too. Hey, one more time, folks. You can have him. Congratulations. Jalen Hurts is your guy. Fantastic. Wonderful. I'll take Josh Allen. And so will anybody with a brain take Josh Allen. There's a reason the league has made those two guys the face of the league. There's a reason they're putting those guys in prime positions to promote the league. There's a reason for this. Okay? And by the way, Jalen's in the MVP conversation. You know wholeheartedly he's not going to beat one of those two guys out for the MVP award. He's not. He'll finish third if things roll out the way it is. If he loses to Dallas, I don't know. Maybe they'll throw Dak's ass back in there again. Not me. I wouldn't. I personally don't like Dak. I think I would take Jalen over Dak. Hurts is not the face of the league. Guy with 6 touchdowns is not the face of the league. Or 10. He's not the face of the league, my friends. The guy in Kansas City is. The guy in Kansas City is the face of the league. And the other guy's in Buffalo. And the other guy's in Cincinnati. Brady and Aaron Rodgers were. Now they're kind of making that transition. Jalen Hurts is not the face of the league. Don't kid yourself. Allen is awesome and fun to watch, but also frustrating. Steven, it's a great take, and it's true. They got to get them a running game. If they don't get him a running game, he will last less time in the league than what Jalen Hurts will last. He'll be Andrew Luck soon. He plays like Cam a little bit, doesn't he? He kind of plays like Cam. And Cam destroyed himself. By the end of his career, Cam just looked like a shell of a guy. He doesn't play like Wentz. He's got 10 times the arm Wentz has. I know that, but they've got to change that. They've got to change the fact that he's the running game. Josh Allen is a good running back. What are you talking about? Oh, like Hurts. Oh, Hurts is a better running back. Allen's a better thrower. All right. I want to talk about tonight's game because it's important to Eagle fans too. Saints, we want the Saints to lose. There's some interesting college football games too. I want to hit on them a little bit. Please hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.